I think it's Maradona said once, he said, he was very good with his left foot, but not just very good, it was just amazing. But with his right foot, he didn't play much because he has a coach when he was young, and he said, well, I will not tell you to improve your right foot. I will make sure that your left foot will be even better day in, day out. Forget about. And, you know, I wasn't great in the air with my head, but I know my strength, and I need to work even more on what I was good at. And this is what is important. Sometimes in life, you work on on the things you do not very well. And I think it's better to work on the things you do well, because the things you do well makes who you are. And in that case, if you work even better on that every day, you make yourself a better person, a better footballer, and everything comes natural. And this is why sometimes it looks easy for me to do something with the ball, but with a lot of work in training, a lot.
One of the things we loved about you when you were playing, and it's that Spurs way as well, is that when we're watching you, we know at any moment you could do something special and you could score a goal out of nothing where we didn't expect it. We could do with some of those around, but there's been very few players that have done that at Spurs. Did you feel that when you were playing? Did you feel that even if you had a quiet game, you know that there's something within you that could just turn this around all of a sudden?
I was mentioning the fact that we didn't have a great team. When I say a great team, it's no offense for my mates at the time. I'm included myself in the team. We were not good enough to pretend to something higher. But it was an expectation every time I was playing that was even more difficult to cope with. I remember sometimes my ex-wife. Yeah, well, time.
Hence the reason you're doing the gig tonight. Yeah.
And she was coming back home and she was telling me things like, you know what? We are sitting in a stadium, the whole White Hart Lane, the beautiful White Hart Lane. And she said to me, well, you know what? It's funny, and it's also very difficult to get. Is every time the ball is coming towards you, the stadium goes quiet, and then you realize that the people in the stadium, they expect you to do something great.
Sorry, it's true.
So you have on your shoulder not just what you are, your number on the shirt and your name, you also have the pressure of doing something good with the ball. So that means that every time the ball is coming towards you, the expectation is to do something amazing, but you're not succeeding all the time. But this pressure is very, how you say, I'm feeding myself with this. It helps me. More you give me more pressure, I'll be even better.
Sure.
You give me more, everything that is coming towards me and is like a big pressure, I make a force, I make a plus, it's a bonus for me. If I'm playing in a game that doesn't have any signification, I will be probably the most rubbish player on the pitch. But if you put me under pressure, I love that. I love that pressure. I love that be pushed by the fans. If they push me, this is what I like. This is why I miss you, because I don't have this with me anymore. I don't have this anymore.
Well, we are going to push you to do raindrops keep falling on my head again, so if you want to stand the pressure then, we'll remember that one. I remember us talking, this is a couple of times when we've stood on the pitch at White Hart Lane when you've come back to visit, and you're talking about that left wing, and you were talking about tending your garden.
Two left wings.
Well, yes. But I remember, I'm thinking of the one towards the West Stand there, where we stand there, and you're saying that it was your garden that you tended, and it really felt like that, didn't it?
Yes, it's a garden because there's a lot of defenders who try to put me down. They tried.
They did.
They tried. They tried really hard. And when I speak to Gary Neville, when I speak to what's his McAteer, when I speak to people, they look at me and they say, "No, not you. We don't want to see you. You are our nightmare." And I think it's because when you have someone who tries to destroy you on the pitch and put you down, as I said, is helping you. I just want you to prove them that if you are there to make me not playing my best, you're absolutely wrong. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me, and I give you even more.
Well, would they talk to you? Well, before you went on the pitch, were there certain players that would give you all this?
I will not tell the words, but they try a lot. I remember a game in Leeds with Spurs. It was very, very difficult. Probably one of the most difficult with Lee Boyer and all those guys. They're not pretty guys.
No.
But when I say pretty guys, they probably are a lovely person in public. But on the football pitch, they are not there to say, "Oh, go, let's go." You want to go there? Go there. No, it was just like words and all the. I was French, and I'm still French. But I was French at the time, and I heard a lot of things about French this, French that, French C, French. But I didn't know much about that, actually, because. But at the end, when they come and they shake your hand and they look at you and they say, they try on the football pitch, but at the end they come and they say, respect.
Excellent. Well, have you got favourite games that you played for Spurs? That you look back? Are you someone that remembers so many of the games, or is there just moments of games? What springs to mind when you think of playing for Tottenham?
In 1999, we had probably one of the best seasons with this group of players. One of the best seasons so far, and it was. I don't have any one particular game. I think it was just. Thank you. It's much better now.
Yeah.
It was the season. When you are regular, when you are on the regular basis, you're doing good performance every Saturday, and you playing the cup, and you reach the final of the League Cup. You know that your performance are great, and this is the year when I was Player of the Year. And that year, I was very surprised because I was surprised, but also I thought that it was probably one of my best years in my career, out of 19 years. It was probably one of the best years because it was consistent. My consistency to play good football and to help my team to win games were more regular, more consistent. And I think it helps. But when you reach 30 years old, it's also because you get more mature, more experienced, and you know how to protect yourself. You know how to manage your life better. Because when you're 20, 25, you're still a wild horse. You want to go everywhere out, and you're wrong. But when you reach 30, you get more things in your mind.
Sure.
Well, I guess. No, okay. Not for everyone, but when you play football and you are a sportsman, you need to, if you want to carry on when you reach 30, you need to be careful because life is not easy, and you need to be careful what you drink, what you eat, when you're going out, and the recovery time is taking more time. So it's a question of maturity, and I think life is about that anyway.
I want to ask you about, I guess it was 3 managers you played under Spurs?
No, I got 5.
There was that many? Jerry Francis first?
Jerry Francis signed me at Spurs.
Christian Gross?
Christian Gross. David Plitt.
Okay, yeah.
Chris Hughton and George Ram.
David, you got him written.
Listen, you know what? You're booing him, but let me remind you that he was the manager in 1999 who brings the only trophy out of 10 years. Alors, hey, you know what? I'm saying that, but I wasn't. It was probably the hardest year of my life in terms of man to man.
Yeah.
Man to man. But this man, I wanted to prove him wrong when, he said, well, David Ginola, yes, okay.
Hold on, when did he say that to you?
No, he didn't say face to face, but I heard that I was on a priority for him in his team, and every day in training, even more, I wanted to make sure that he didn't have anything to say to me in a bad way.
Sure.
So everything we were doing, I was always the first, always the first, always the first. Even when he has this arthritis problem and he was in hospital and he missed a few games with us, I was probably the only one, and I called him in hospital and I said, Mr. Graham, I know you're not very well. I just want to say that Saturday we're going to play the game for you, and we're gonna make sure that you're going to win for you. And I didn't have any words. He was gobsmacked because the guy was giving me the stick every day in training, every single game. I remember every single journalist who were coming and saying, yes, Spurs, you win today. It wasn't a perfect game, but David Ginola, it was amazing today. Yes, okay. Yeah,
oh, God.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. So I think he didn't like, it's a question of ego. And I have ego. Everyone has egos, but egos you don't want to interfere with egos, especially when you are working in the same industry, when you're working in a club. In a club, you are working for each other. Manager is giving you good advice, and you give back to your manager and your teammates and to everyone. And I think egos come second. You leave your egos in the dressing room.
Of course.
Sometimes he was coming at halftime. He was letting all the players going out when you were near halftime. I was out lane, and I was sitting, and I was always the last one to get out. And he was sitting next to me. And we were just the two of us sitting like that. And I was looking at him, he was looking at me, and he was saying, David, yes, coach, I want some magic in second half. So I knew that somehow he counted on me to make the difference on the pitch.
I just don't get it.
It was very weird.
I just don't get it.
Weird.
I really don't. I don't get it with it. I understand what you're saying, and my theory all along is the fact that it is that ego thing, but you were the man making it happen. I remember there was a game that I will never forget, and we played against Watford, and I remember it was Christmas, and we'd gone there. I don't know how many people remember this game, but you were on fire.
I don't remember this one.
You were on fire, and we were like, this is the greatest Christmas. I think it was Boxing Day. I think you'd scored 2 or 3, and he took you off, for Christ's sake. And then his excuse would always be, we're going to save him. We need to save him for the next game. I mean, how did that make you feel?
I don't need to be saved.
I know, we know that too.
To play every single
We know that too.
I want to play every single game, and this is why we want to play. We want to be footballers. We don't want to stay on the bench.
Yeah.
We want to play football. We don't want to rest. We have plenty of time to rest after that. Careers stop very early when we reach 35, 36. Some play until 40, but it's very rare. But after we miss that, so those time we want to play football. We want to do what we're good at, what we dream of when we were 8, 9, 10 years old. It's simple as that. So that's why I think it was a shame when I realized that, because you're all Spurs fan, and I really appreciate that. When I left the club, I was in shock because I thought I'm going to sign for the club for another 2 years. I was 32. And I said, I will sign for 2 more years, and I will 2 or 3 years, and I will retire at Spurs, and I will end up my career at Spurs. And I remember I was in the south of France, and I received a call from Alan Sugar, and Alan Sugar said to me, and he said, "Well, David, I have to say that George Graham wants you on the transfer list." So I was on holidays, and I said, Mr. Sugar, I don't understand. I don't understand. You are telling me that you are accepting that? He said, "Well, he's a new manager. You know, what can I do?" I said, "What can you do? If I was you, because I think you can be a good businessman, but at the end of the day, do you like football? Do you like Spurs? Do you really like Spurs? Because if you really do, if you really do like Spurs, this is not something. This phone call, we shouldn't have this conversation on the phone, because my goal was to finish my career at Spurs, and it's simple as that. I'm telling you, and you are telling me that you don't want me anymore at the club. I gave my best to you for the last 3 years, and you are telling me that now I'm off on your bike. So it was. I said to I started at that time to think, okay, I think I'm going to retire pretty soon, because you can't stay in the game. I need to be appreciated. I need to be appreciated. I need to be, sorry to say that, but I need to be loved. To give my love, I need to be loved. Okay, and the things I had at Spurs, it was exactly that. I gave my love, and I received a lot of love from the fans. And I wanted to carry on that until the end, because I knew that it was the perfect place to play football for me. And then this was like a cut, and I said, okay, this is your final word. You are saying that I'm off. Yes, okay, okay, perfect. I'm off. And I was off in my mind too. And even if I signed at Villa, I knew that I will not play anymore with my heart the same way.
I was heartbroken. I think everybody was. And as a famous...
And this is the truth. This is not words, this is the truth, exactly. And And you know what is, every time, I remember when we did the final...
The finale, yeah.
The finale.
You mean this?
Yeah.
Hold on. Before, who were you on the phone to? What was, were you on FaceTime? Were you phone?
You want to know?
Yeah.
I was with my dad.
Were you really?
And I was with my son.
I love that.
Because I have to say something that my son is 29 now,
yeah.
And he has been a Spurs fan from the beginning.
Sure.
When I say from the beginning, and he's following. He was even invited in France on the radio when Spurs did the final of the Champions League, every single game of Spurs, because the people knew that he was my son, that I played for Spurs, and he was a fan. So he was talking. So it's something really particular, honestly, my relationship with that. So that's why when someone like Alan Sugar, who doesn't like football, who doesn't like Spurs, the only thing he likes is money. And I'm saying that because I really think that I like to be surrounded by people who likes football, people who loves the game. And you can't be successful in any clubs if you don't like football, the game itself. If you don't like people, if you don't like the fans, if you don't like football, go and do something else.
There was the very last Beatles song, the very last album, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make, which is pretty much you and Tottenham Hotspur, right? Sums it up?
Yeah, it's perfect words. I don't know what to say because, you know, I'm 54 now. I was talking to Chantal.
Oh, stop flirting! Stop flirting! I'm sorry.
I was talking to Chantal about the picture. When I saw the picture, those pictures, and I was sitting there and I was looking at the pictures and I said, well, it looks to me that he's a different person. Honestly, it looks to me that he's a different person because when you are capable of doing such things and you are doing what you like the most in life, the thing that we're not talking about is you born one day, you grow up, you reach 8, 9 years old, you decided to becoming a football player. 10 years later, you sign your first contract, you spend 18, 20 years in the business, and then you retire, but you realize that the only thing you want, the only thing you dream of, the only thing you're good at is that. Anything else you do later, I presented France Got Talent for 4 years, very successful. No, very successful.
Are you serious, for Christ's sake?
I'm serious. We had millions of people watching. It was good, but nothing will bring the joy of playing in front of you guys. Nothing.
David, take a break. Thank you very much, everybody. David Ginola, hold on. Listen, we'll have a little break.
Never used to score long. It's one of those players.